Yep, you got it right, boy.
Personally, I think they estimated a little too high up. You know what I'm saying?
What you gonna do? Can't argue with God.
Okay, so we're looking at Ted Nugent now.
Yeah, the
nooge. The nooge.
Yeah, the gift that keeps on giving. Ted Nugent is, you know, he said he was sorry, but not to Obama for.
Now, why is he famous?
Cat scratch fever.
He had a good song one time. Is that why we know this guy?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, and now it's because he's insane.
Yes.
Okay.
I think he was insane back then too, but he put most of his attention towards like banging 17-year-olds. But you know,
it's legal. Hey man, it's legal.
Now he's old, and that doesn't work for him anymore.
So now he just hates things.
Yeah.
Mostly liberal things.
Yeah, so he called Obama a subhuman mongrel, and he apologized, but he made sure to say that it wasn't an apology to Obama. It was just an apology. I don't know.
This is just a general apology to whoever was offended, as long as you ain't Obama.
So now he's
everybody but Obama. Okay.
Now he's going to be asked about some other things he said too. So here's the nooge.
The nooge.
This is when the President Obama used the word mongrel in the summer of 2010. I wanted to play what he said about mongrel and what you said. Here goes.
I have obviously failed to galvanize and prod, if not shame, enough Americans to be ever vigilant not to let a Chicago communist-raised, communist-educated, communist-nurtured, subhuman mongrel like the Acorn community organizer gangster Barack Hussein Obama to weasel his way
actually, Dusty,
office of authority in the United States of America.
The shirt should say all that. It should say, it should just be a shirt that says communist raised, communist educated, communist whatever else, subhuman mongrel, acorn gangster, whatever the fuck all that was. And that should be the shirt. It should just identify the person as that.
I'll just have that text make up his face.
Yeah, and then
you can see his face in it.
Yeah, you know, you see the nooge. You back out and you see the nooge.
Here's some interesting tweets that he wrote when Obama was elected. What subhuman varmint believes others must pay for their obesity, booze, cell phones, birth control, abortion, and lives?
What?
Yeah.
This is what he wrote.
I don't.
Good luck, America. You just voted for economic and spiritual suicide, soulless fools. Pimps, whores, and welfare brats and their soulless supporters have a president to destroy America.
Neat.
Didn't he say that if Obama was reelected, he was going to be dead or in jail?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did say that.
This is the ghost.
Fuck?
This is the ghost of Ted Nugent doing all these things.
Yeah, he died, and this is his.
He
ghost.
rose again on the fourth day.
Yeah,
he wasn't as fast as Jesus.
Not quite as fast as Jesus, but really just as good.
I definitely don't want to eat this dude's body and drink his blood.
Oh, come on. That's half the fun. All right.
Hell no.
So Nuge said that thing about Obama, and now they're going to play something that Obama... They found a clip of Obama actually using the term mongrel when he was on The View.
I guess Nugent told him to play it to show how what he said wasn't actually offensive. But.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here it is.
And the interesting thing about the African-American experience in this country is that we are sort of a mongrel people. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're all kind of mixed up.
Yeah.
And now, that's actually true for white America as well, but we just know more about it.
Yeah.
And so I'm less interested in how we label ourselves. I'm more interested in how we treat each other. And if we're treating each other right, then I can be African-American, I can be multiracial, I can be, you name it. What matters is, am I showing people respect? Am I caring for for other people? That's, I think, the message we want to send.
It's exactly the same thing. They said the exact same words.
Yeah.
Totally the equivalent of each other.
Yeah, you notice how that was like totally on par, one with the other. Obama's speech, and I don't see how anyone could find what Ted Nugent said offensive now. Now that I heard Obama say mongrel in a totally different way. This is what I'm talking about.
Obama made an eloquent speech.
This is what I'm talking about with the word nigger, though. Like, people say, like, oh, context it's not about context. It's just the word itself. It's like, this kind of proves the point. Like, Ted Nugent says the word mongrel. It's clearly fucking racist. Obama uses it. It's clearly not racist. It's the same word. What's different is the fucking intention. What's different is the context.
Exactly.
Right.
And how it's going to
The
be
only thing that
perceived by
fucking
others.
matters.
But let's hear what Ted Nugent has to say.
Ted Nugent is paranoid. He's going to accuse CNN of, like, stalking his Twitter account.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Ted?
Well, number one, thank you, Aaron, for playing that tape as I requested, and I appreciate you monitoring my Twitter account. I think you know what I think. I think the president is intentionally disassembling the greatest quality of life in the history of the world. I believe that he is creating class warfare intentionally to get Americans to draw this line in the sand.
Now,
where
hold
I've
on
never
here.
seen such political discourse.
Hold on. I love the part where he's like, the president is trying to create class warfare. I'm like, listen, have you listened to your rhetoric compared to his? I'm just wondering this.
Yeah, everyone against him is a welfare baby and a communist.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's the one that fucking plays, he's the one that's doing the class warfare thing every 5 minutes. That's like his whole fucking shtick is class warfare. And then he's gonna be like, Obama's doing the class warfare. It's like, fuck you, you hypocritical fucking piece of shit.
Fuck you,
Fuck
Bill.
you. Fuck you, Ted Nugent. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I hate this guy. I had no idea who the fuck he is, but I hate him.
Yeah.
You'll learn to love him.
I learned to love him. I don't think that's going to happen.
You will. You will.
Okay. It's mandatory. Must love Nuge.
You gotta love him. You gotta love him because he's the dumbest. You gotta love him for the same reason that you just love, like, an idiot that, like, walks into fucking polls and shit and like, oh, duh, I hurt myself again. It's like, because you're just laughing at him the whole time.
All right, here's more of the news.
In all my life. And yes, I do apologize for being part of that political discourse, because greater men than myself have advised me that that kind of street language in a volatile interview, as you played earlier, is not appropriate when we're trying to get some upgrade here in America. But I cannot put into adequate terms the condemnation I feel and so many Americans feel that this president's fundamental transformation of this country is indeed the destruction of the American dream of being compensated based on being the best that you can be. The concept.
I mean, what is Obama doing? What the fuck? The stock market has doubled since Obama's been president. The fucking the consumer index of confidence has fucking doubled since Obama's been president. What is this dude talking about?
Ted Nugent should like Obama because Obama uses remote control airplanes to blow people up in other countries legally. Ted Nugent should want to hang out with Obama. That's like
he should want to fellatiate Obama.
That's what I don't understand. Like, in any other time, like, if Obama had an R next to his name, these people would be sucking his fucking cock. If he was white and had a little R.
Dude, look at Jindal in Louisiana. Even if he just had R against his name, it was just like, he's a Republican and saying the same shit. Yeah, he's great. Stock market doubled. See how great he is? Applause.
Yeah, I mean, like, how like, Obama hasn't even been a fucking Democratic president by any sort of traditional definition of Democrat, because, I mean, like, all the gains have been to the fucking upper crust. You know,
exactly.
So, I mean,
300 people that own half the wealth of the fucking earth.
So, I mean, if anything, Ted Nugent, as a fucking Republican who is a rich guy who obviously favors rich people over everyone else, should be sucking Obama's fucking big black dick.
For sure. Hey,
he'd be like, this is great.
Hey, TJ, people in the comments said we should send Ted Nugent to Uganda.
No, even he's probably not. He's probably even fucking regressive there.
I think he'd fit right in personally.
Nah, you're right. He'd probably fit right in.
He's like, is that, can I hunt black people too? Well, you're rich and white, so I don't see why not.
On the in the next clip, Nugent gets called out for other things he's said, and
someone made fun of the word fellatiate.
Here are some of the things, words you've used to describe Hillary Clinton. I obviously can't say them on this program,
better.
But they include the toxic C word, worthless bitch, and two-bit whore. These are all things you've used to describe her. And my issue is, whether you agree with her politics or not, there are people who listen to you and care deeply about what you say. How can they not be offended by terms like that?
That's like, she doesn't even, why don't they show the footage of him taking out his fucking M16 and being like, Hillary can suck on this? Because that's more offensive than calling her a cunt.
Yeah.
I mean, he's fucking practically threatened to assassinate people. I mean, what the shit?
Is it possible that Ted Nugent is a genius and he's just doing this stuff because he knows it'll get him attention and he makes money off of it?
A Galen theory. Okay.
Yeah. Well, here, the next thing he says is kind of surprising.
Okay.
Well, Aaron, I have a very important advisory board. And as a new mother yourself, is your son your first child?
He is my first child.
Well, I congratulate you on that. I've got 9 wonderful kids and 11 grandkids, and they're constantly telling me over the years, Dad, honey, quit calling people names. So I'm stopping calling people names. You know, I'm on stage. You ever see a good Richard Pryor? You're not even allowed to mention Richard Pryor's greatest albums on your CNN. We're not allowed to use the titles of Richard Pryor's album because of political correctness. I have unlimited irreverence and outrage on stage.
Are you going to say that you're never going to call people names again?
Live on Aaron Burnett out front, CNN. Ted Nugent, Remember the Alamo, February 24th, 2014. I'm not going to call people names anymore.
He's not going to call people names anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is the same guy that said he would be dead or in jail right now.
Doggone it.
You know,
His word is worthless.
it doesn't mean a damn thing. Also, how can no fucking human being on Earth could keep that fucking promise anyway? You're never going to call anyone a name. I mean, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, how boring would that be?
I mean, fuck. I mean, there's no. I mean, he especially could not pull it off, but no one could pull that off unless they were just naturally like the nicest fucking person ever.
You know what's funny too, is he uses the example of Richard Pryor, but Richard Pryor actually had a moment in his life. So I remember reading this somewhere, and I just pulled it up. In 1979, he went to Kenya and was like, there's actually no niggers here; they're just black people, and he pretty much totally rescinded what he had said before prior in his career. So it's kind of funny. He's like, we can't even use the album names, but the guy that he's referring to actually renounced that and said,
yeah,
I was wrong to do that.
That's true.
I actually do kind of agree a little bit with what Ted's saying, though, that we live in a society that should be more mature, where he should be able to say words on national television without them being censored.
Sure.
I mean, are we fucking children? What the fuck, people?
I agree.
Yeah. Evidently, though, people, Ted Nugent got so much bad press from everything lately that even members of his family are coming out against him, and his brother was recently on TV talking about how he had to tell him to calm it down.
Yeah, we're about to listen to his brother.
Yeah.
But did you remember the guy he was campaigning for? His poll ratings went up after this happened.
Yeah,
down.
that's
Did
right.
it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Oh my God.
So apparently, a lot of Republicans were like, "We support Ted. We love Ted."
It's just like Duck Dynasty all over again.
Yeah.
A lot of people
We're
struggle
proud
to
of our
understand your
ignorance
brother.
and stupidity.
A lot of people struggle to understand. Your brother obviously has a very significant following, cult following, some would say, but people who care a lot and deeply about the Second Amendment. You had a conversation with him about his recent rhetoric. How did that happen? How did you tell him tone it down?
Well, it's Aaron. I'm delighted to be here, but it's a conversation we've been having for longer than you can imagine.
I know. Do we have a picture of Jeffrey Nugent?
No, I couldn't find one.
Well, Jeffrey Nugent. You guys can see Ted right now on screen with his like cap and his camo shirt and his gun and his crossbow with the crazy look on his face. His brother is like a small-looking, normal, bald, pasty fucking guy wearing a suit and glasses and just looking. He looks like a fucking bank manager, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just pointing out the discrepancies between the two brothers there.
He's already way calmer, and I already like him way better.
He actually seems like a nice guy with just like, yeah, my brother's a fucking crazy lunatic. I'm sorry. We always tell him just, Ted, shut the fuck up, but he just won't.
On behalf of the whole family, we'd like to apologize.
Yeah.
Almost. It almost gets to that point.
I think Ted referred to that last night because my advice to him over the years has been, please tone it down. And there's a line that you shouldn't cross. And his latest comments about President Obama and Hillary Clinton have crossed the line. And I was offended with those. And he knows that. And I was frankly very pleased to see the conversation you had with him last night, because he did apologize for making those statements, and
It was just like a generic apology towards no one in particular.
Actually, it was his apology was kind of directed at the people that he was associated with that maybe it gave a little bit of a political black eye to. But ultimately, as Scotty pointed out, the guy's poll numbers went up, so maybe every Republican should invite Ted Nugent to come hang out with them.
It would probably benefit them, especially in southern states and like state elections.
Ted Nugent should, you know what? If there's ever a second Civil War, Ted Nugent will probably be the second president of the Confederacy. So,
Fuck no, man. I'm going to go back to Mississippi and take that job for myself.
Jefferson Davis 2.0.
Jefferson Davis 2.